What is going on in our country has been predicted before. APC's ultimate endgame and plot seems to be thickening around P2B. Even without the prediction by some, APC guys are very predictable. If you watch the events of the last few weeks, Keyamo said on national television that they will bring propaganda, and Lai Mohammed, the information minister, has taken it a step further by accusing P2B of treason. This is said in his Meet the Press in Washington, D.C. This is double standards taken too far. This is why many people are giving up on Nigeria. Many people are leaving the country because of their loss of faith in the system. As you can see here, the immigration office in Ikoyi, Ikeja, and other parts of the country, the APC have come out in full propaganda mode as if they are still campaigning, even after their purported win of the most flawed election in Nigeria's recent history. So why is APC in full attack mode on an individual who they placed in third position? Instead of responding to the petition, which they haven't done, they still have about 2 weeks to respond before the court will fix a date for hearing. Is their ultimate end game to push P2B to exile? Or are they afraid of a revolution? APC is in full propaganda mode. Nigerians in the past few days have seen all sorts of accusations on the person of P2B. They released a deepfake audio recording of P2B and Bishop Oyedepo, hoping to demarket P2B. By the way, there's new information on the audio recording. We will see that in a moment. Now, let's assume that the audio recording is real. Compare what was said in the audio to what Buhari said in 2011 when he lost the presidential election to Goodluck Jonathan. No one attacked him or accused him of treason. There were also several riots and casualties as a result of his unguarded statements, according to the federal government panel report that indicted him after the election. Also, in 2015, the APC said that they will form a parallel government if the presidential election was rigged. In all these cases, no one accused any of them of treason. Why are they accusing P2B of treason after all other efforts to tarnish its image failed? Do these guys even know the meaning of treason? What did P2B and Dati Baba Ahmed say that is treasonable? Dati Ahmed simply compared inaugurating Tinubu, who didn't win the election anywhere, to inaugurating a military officer. That both of them is illegal in the eyes of the law. No matter your political leanings, we can all agree across board that P2B is a gentleman and a man of peace. He always encourages peace. The fact that his supporters didn't protest after the election is because of him. He told everyone to remain calm, that he has confidence in the judiciary, that he will reclaim his mandate, having been a great beneficiary in the past when the judiciary restored his mandate in Anambra. There's no doubt where his confidence is coming from. There haven't been much controversial judgments from the Court of Appeal this election season. The two contentious rulings have all come from the Supreme Court. Godswill Akpabio and Ahmad Lawan all contested the APC presidential primaries, and their opponents won them at the Court of Appeal. But surprisingly, with a lot of judicial gymnastics, the Supreme Court ruled that although these men never participated in the senatorial primaries, they still remain winners of the said senatorial seats. This is prohibited by the electoral law. So the judiciary can save Nigerians the needless propaganda and divisions orchestrated by the APC by giving this petition the required swiftness that it desires. Just like the former NBA chairman Olisa Bakoba has said, the court can actually decide on the 25% requirement in 1 hour. If they are able to do that and it's in the affirmative, that will make the return of Bola Tinubu null and void, which will ultimately prevent his swearing in.
Dear brother, because I saw what he tweeted and I said, no. That is not the future of the society we want to live in. We need campaign based on issues that affect Nigeria. And that's what I encourage everybody to do.
P2B apologizing to Femi Kuti after he said he can never be obedient, which many people misconstrued to mean something else. P2B has always been a man of peace. He goes out of his way to apologize on behalf of others. He has always told the path of peace. So if Tinubu and APC think they can use treason to scare P2B into abandoning the petition and return of the people's mandate to leave the country and go into exile, they are mistaken. In fact, they underestimate P2B. The same way they underestimated him during the election and he went on to win the election. By the way, David Hundeyin said that APC actually tried to buy off Peter Obi from contesting the presidential election in the early days. Remember when they set up the Ubidati presidential campaign fundraising accounts? They noticed that a few millions of naira were deposited into the accounts. They couldn't justify the huge amount, and it seemed that the individuals behind the money couldn't be traced. So they decided not to use the money. P2B financed all the transportation, all those airplane and helicopter flights. He paid for them by himself. So they couldn't control him with the money they donated. Just like in a company, if you buy controlling shares, you will start controlling the affairs of the company. Just like when P2B left PDP, they felt that he was only going to take votes from Atiku, not minding the fact that P2B has said that more than 100 million people in poverty in Nigeria will be his structure. When the voting intention polls started coming in, they saw that P2B might just win the election. That was when they went into full attack mode, not just from the APC, but also the PDP. So the APC guys are very predictable. If you observe their modus operandi, you can accurately predict what they will do next. With all that is going on, it seems they are pushing for a rerun in the court because they know they can't prove how they won the election. Up till now, INEC haven't provided all that the Labour Party legal team asked for, which only proves one thing, that the figures were made up, not actual votes. Look at what happened in Rivers State. They've gone from rigging the election to even stealing the evidence from the lawyers. Where they were preparing the petition and briefs for the tribunal, the police came and arrested them. That's according to Tony Cole.
We've been pursuing this case. They've released the lawyers, but they're holding on to all our documents.
APC are hoping that the court will not declare P2B the winner, that instead the court will order a new election. Based on that, they've already started campaigning before the court rules. Yes, it looks like it's their ultimate end game, because it's bizarre that someone that they placed in third position, according to them, he has less chances of winning in court, but they can't stop talking about him. They are demarketing him so that if there's a new election, less people will vote for him. Like already said in the other video, it will be very expensive to conduct a new election in Nigeria when a winner can be determined, because there's no guarantee that the new election will be free and fair. In fact, they will do worse than what they did the last time. They will deploy the strategies they used in Lagos during the Guba elections. The strategy will be to stop the opponent from getting a result in his strongholds. They will use thugs to disrupt the election. They will deploy all means to make sure elections don't hold in strongholds of the opposition. With the voter suppression, the opposition will not have evidence to present in court. Because there wasn't an election, you can't have results. The saving grace for P2B and Labour Party is that they have physical copies of polling unit results. Never mind the fact that it wasn't uploaded on an election day. So the court should look at the evidence and save Nigeria further crisis by awarding the election to the rightful winner. APC have pushed the propaganda to religion. What hypocrites! This is coming from a party that ran the election under a Muslim ticket. Even after Buhari received a memo from the DSS that the Muslim ticket will destabilize Nigeria and endanger Christian lives. He couldn't make sure that the ticket of the APC was balanced so that equity and respect for our diversity should be preserved. Well, this is not surprising from Buhari, because when you look at his administration, a disproportionate number of top positions are occupied by people of Muslim faith in a country that is split at near 50-50 between Christians and Muslims. Buhari himself is a Muslim, so is the Senate President, the Speaker, the Chief Justice of Nigeria. They've gone ahead to replace the only Christian in the top 5 with a Muslim. The APC should never point the accusing finger to anyone. They should first of all respect Nigeria's religious diversity. When Buhari started appointing only Muslims at the early stage, some people gave him a chance, thinking that it was based on competence because that's what should matter, not religion. But Nigerians have seen that it wasn't based on competence because all of them have failed Nigerians, all their appointees. It was based on religious solidarity. Are they saying that there's no competent Christian in Nigeria? They will create division and turn around and accuse others of creating division. There are many heads of departments that have Muslims all along. No Christian has ever headed these departments. And Hausa is spoken in many of them, even when their office is in the south, where Hausa is not spoken. Yes, Hausa is one of the official languages in Nigeria, but when nearly every worker in a government office in the south all speak Hausa, that's already creating a division in a multi-ethnic and multilingual country like Nigeria. So like some will say, Buhari is on a mission in Nigeria and APC is towing the same path. Now, let's see the new information on the deepfake audio they released. Credit to the person behind the Democracy Watch handle for making out time to do the forensic analysis on the audio. As you can see, he used Adobe Premiere to analyze the audio. From the results, it shows the audio was manipulated and there were 4 audio files before it was rendered into one. Yes, no one knows how the People's Gazette got the audio before they published, but it has lost the original meta file. They also used a program on GitHub to scan the file to detect if it was AI generated, and it came back positive. Some people have said that they did the same analysis and came back with the same results. People who have the resources to do this analysis can also try. Anyway, like already said in the other video, this is just a distraction from the main issues at stake in the petition. Also, probing further on the deepfake audio, let's assume that it is real. Is it not an indictment of the government and the security agencies that a private telephone conversation of the main opposition party candidate was leaked? We are talking about Nixon-level Watergate scandal here. Like already said, the Nigerian security agencies have the capability to intercept or eavesdrop on GSM wireless telecommunications without the permission of the network provider. How this capability is used is up for question. In the United States, a court must grant the order before the police can tap someone's telephone line after they have satisfied the judge on the need to monitor the person's communication.